Canterbury's Tales.
Holla! There once was a lady who had long lost his spouse. She lived in a valley in a small cozy house. This lady had lived a very simple patient life since the day she was called a widow instead of a wife. She did not have much, but managed it as such that she valued even water, which helped to support her daughters. She lived a life that was quite healthy, no disease, ate well and exercised plenty. She had a contented heart and was well off. The sight of alcohol simply made her scoff. No aches did she have to pain her head, as her diet consisted of milk and whole wheat bread. Now on a farm a bird went cock-a-doodle-doo, and for his call all loved him, you would too. He was considered the best bird in the land, as every other voice his was merrier than. Chanticleer was his name, he was very reliable for calling in the morning, for which he was liable. Every single day he was not wrong to sing on time with his rooster song, and asked what was wrong and what troubled him. What part of his dream was so grim? Chanticleer responded, his dream was such that its message made him worry much. He spoke of a beast that wanted to kill, and it was Chanticleer's blood this beast wanted to spill. It was yellow-red from tail to head, pointy ears, small snout, glowing eyes looking about. The dog-like beast would merely sneer and send Chanticleer into a deep state of fear. Is that what woke you? Berthelot would exclaim. She could not bear it, it was too much to shame. Chanticleer was her husband, he should be brave, not act like a coward and misbehave. And so Berthelot insulted Chanticleer even more. It was his cowardice that she abhorred. She thought his dream rubbish and said, alas, bad dreams were from overeating and too much gas. More causes, she added, a list as long as the Nile, including imbalanced humors and excess bile. It is for these reasons some dreams invoke fear, but to their messages one must not adhere. Dreams create monsters any being would dread, but we must remember they are only in our head. So there are many things that can bother our dreams, but things are not as dire as they may seem. But Berthelot went on, she was not done. She pointed out other people, Cato was one. Dreams needn't cause Chanticleer any tension, because wise Cato paid dreams no attention. Berthelot gave Chanticleer one suggestion, to take laxatives for his indigestion. She said, I'm doing my best, please trust my discretion. I will cleanse you of your sickness and depression.
And to keep you from delaying, there is, after all, no apothecary saying, I myself shall make medicine from herbs that will purge you from all that disturbs. Oh, and remember that you're an eatable man, so be careful of the sun and its span, lest it find you overfull of hot humors, and if it does, you'll suffer from fevers. You shall eat some worms for a day or two, before taking laxatives some from plants that grew. You marry husband, for the honor of your father, dread no dream, to you I can say no more. Madame, said he, I thank you for your lore. However, to dreams there is so much more. In regard to Master Cato, in his wisdom, although he says to ignore dreams like scum, consider the texts of ancient books read more important than anything Cato ever said. For ancient authors state the opposite, their opinions for experience is legit, affirming that dreams are indeed signs of joy or hardships or anything divine. People endure in this life present, there is no need for this argument. Real experience confirms what they said. One of the greatest authors that man ever read said thus, once two friends went on a pilgrimage full of good intent. It happened they came to a crowded place where they could find no lodging space. Therefore the pilgrims parted company, and each of them to a hostelry, and took his lodging as his luck might fall. One of them was lodged in an oxen stall, the other was luckily lodged quite well. It so happened that long before it was day, the second man dreamed in bed where he lay, that to him his fellow comrade called and said, alas, for in an ox's stall, this night I shall be murdered where I lie. Now help me, dear brother, before I die. Come to me in all haste, he said. In fear the man lay startled on his bed, but when he was awakened from his sleep, he turned over and fell back asleep. He thought this dream was only vanity, thus 2 more times in his sleep dreamed he. But it seemed yet a 3rd time his friend came to him and said, I have now been slain. Behold my bloody wounds, deep and wide. Arise early before the darkness hides. And at the west gate of town, said he, a cart full of dung you shall see, in which my body is hidden secretly. Therefore you must stop that cart boldly. My gold was the cause of my murder. He told his friend every detail that occurred. Hideous face, deathly pale, and trust me, the friend found the dream did not fail. Very early, as soon as it was day, to his partner's inn he made his way. When he came to the opposite stall, where his comrade he began to call. The innkeeper answered him in haste and said, "Sir, your friend has left no time to waste." As soon as it was day, he went out of town. The man became suspicious with a frown, remembering the dreams he had that night, and he was immediately in flight to the west gate of the town, where he found a cart of dung about to be spread on the ground. That was arrayed in the very same way as the dead man in his dream had portrayed. So with a bold heart he gave a loud plea for vengeance and justice for this felony. My companion was murdered tonight, and in this cart he lies gaping upright. I call upon the authorities, said he, who are supposed to guard and rule the city. Help, alas, my friend lies here in jail. What more should I add to this tale? The people rushed and threw the cart to the ground, and in the middle of the dung they found the dead man whose murder was new. O blissful God, who are so just and true, behold how you reveal murder always. Murder will out that we stay by day. Murder is so loathsome and abominable to God, who is just and reasonable, that he will not allow concealed to be, though it might wait a year or two or three. Murder will out, this is my finale, and right away officials of that city seized the carter and tortured him so sorely. Also the innkeeper, who came to know misery, these acknowledged their wickedness soon, and were thus hanged by the neck at noon. Thus one can see that dreams are to be dreaded, and certainly in the same book I read. Right in this next chapter, after this, I'm not making it up as I hope for joy or bliss, of two men who would have crossed the sea for a certain reason to a distant country. The wind had not been unfriendly, that made them wait a while in a city, which was located by a harbor side. But one day, as the sun began to hide, at night they went to the rest joyfully, planning to sail early the next day. But a wonder befell a man at bay, that one of them, as he lay in bed toward daybreak, he had a dream in his head.
So his friend intervened, he told him to wait, for if you travel now, death will be your fate. He dreamt the dream of a ship going down. If you sail tomorrow, you'll never be found. His friend just laughed and said with a sigh, dreams are illusions, nothing but lies. Nonsense is what men dream about. So I'm not gonna wait, and I'm not gonna doubt. And you keep talking of what's not gonna be. So it's time for me to leave to the sea. But on that blue, his ship was split down and down, bit by bit, it sank like a stone. Men and all, no survivors, they took the last fall. And though there were others on that sea, only one to go down was he. Down in a dream is not very wise, the God-given messages in disguise. So dear Pertolo, just listen to my dream, cause everything's not always as it seems. If you listen now, you won't regret. And I have more stories to get your mindset, like the story of Canal, a king's young son, whose life would end before it had begun. In his dreams he held visions of treason, and though his nurse tried to use reason, he was only 7. A wee little lad who paid no attention, just wanted to be glad. And as foretold, the boy was found dead. He never even had a chance to wed. Macrobius another confirmed dreams are true. I'm telling the truth, it's not out of the blue. The Old Testament with all their tales, most of the time dreams they never fail. The Lord Pharaoh with his butler and baker, he saw dreams as help from his maker. Whatever history that you happen to glance at, dreams are vital, never push under the mat. The list continues on, and I'll keep going to make this message strong. Like the king of Lydia, Proteus was his name. He dreamt a dream and the result was the same. And Andromache, Hector's wife, dreamt Hector in battle, losing his life. She begged and pleaded with him, but to no avail. When he fought Achilles, he was destined to fail. His life was lost, just as she said. He lay cold upon the battleground dead. So dear, this vision I had is